welcome to another video. Today we're talking about cardio. How much cardio should you do? What kinds of cardio are important for weight loss? Which aren't important for weight loss? How do you know if you're doing it wrong? How do you know if you're doing it right? How much cardio do you need to do to lose the weight? How much cardio do you need to do to sustainably lose the weight? We're going over all of the golden nuggets to help me, my clients, transform their lives for good, and I'm excited to get started. There's a few things that you're gonna need to understand. So many guys make the mistake of doing too much cardio right off the bat. Let's say a guy decides to do cardio 5 days a week. Let's say this guy needs to lose, let's say something small. Let's say he needs to lose like 30 pounds, okay? You're like, 30 pounds, that's a lot. It's a lot for some people, it's not a lot for others. Now the issue with this is that there is something in weight loss called the plateau. Plateau is basically when your weight loss stops. Okay, it stagnates. Now guys who are doing not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 days of cardio and can't lose any more weight are in a plateau, right? And you're like, how the heck am I gonna be able to lose even more weight? And this is the issue with doing too much cardio too soon. It's also the issue of doing too much cardio in general. Okay, if you're doing so much cardio, unless you're doing a performance-based training routine for like an athletic event, if you're trying to be an athlete, if you're trying to increase your CO2 max or VO2 max, which is a bunch of jargon for athletic training, then you don't need to be doing so much cardio. If you're trying to lose weight, dude, you don't need to be doing 5 days of cardio. That's ridiculous. And the myth is you need to be doing a shit ton of cardio, and that's just not true. So, and if it were, I'd tell you right here. When I got shredded, when I was 8% body fat, I was doing cardio probably 5 days a week. But I also had everything dialed in. I was tracking what I was eating. My training was on point. It was just ridiculous, okay? But when we talk about sustainable weight loss, this is not the answer. You think that by doing more cardio, you're gonna look better, you're gonna look leaner, but that's not the case. That's not how the body works. If that were the case, everybody in the world would be doing cardio all day, every day, okay? And the guys who usually are doing cardio every day, all day, don't look that good, okay? Like, little disclaimer, let's be real here. Let's be real. So I'm gonna show you how you can do cardio with really 1 or 2 days and still lose the weight. I did 2 cardio sessions at the very end of losing 50 pounds, 45, 50 pounds, and I was only doing 2 cardio sessions a week. That's incredible. There's a methodology to this. It's not just like throwing darts against the wall and hoping something sticks. So I'm gonna show you exactly how I did this. The first thing that you need to know is that there's 2 types of cardio. We got LISS and we got HIIT. What is LISS and what is HIIT? So LISS is low intensity steady state. And in the next slide, I'm gonna actually dive deeper into these, but HIIT is high intensity interval training. But these are gonna be the 2 types of cardio that you need to know for weight loss. What are they? HIIT and LISS. What are they? HIIT and LISS. If you're taking notes, write this down. If you're watching the replay, comment replay and type. I literally want you to type LISS and HIIT because it's gonna ingrain it into your brain. This is important. This is extremely important. Remember, only 2 cardio sessions allowed me to lose up to 50 pounds, and I'm sure that was all my body could lose. Like literally there's nothing more to lose, but for people who are heavier, 2 cardio sessions in a week, plenty if you do it right. So let's go over the 2 types, okay? The first type is going to be LISS. So type 1 is LISS. Why is this so important? Well, LISS is low intensity steady state. Low intensity steady state is typically going to be longer duration, but it's going to be lower in intensity. Okay, so what does this really mean? Well, one of the things that you need to know about cardio, and I guess this should have been on the first slide, but I'll mention it here. Draw a little like note here. The biggest thing about cardio and fat loss in particular, heart rate is gonna be critical. Critical. Without heart rate, you're aimlessly doing cardio. Without heart rate, you're thinking you need to go all out, you need to go harder. Without heart rate, you get lost in the sauce and you don't actually make the progress that you need to make, okay? there is a strategy to fat loss. There is an actual way that you need to learn and understand so that you can sustainably lose the weight, because once you learn it, you have it the rest of your life. So write down heart rate on your notes, okay? It's super important. When it comes to lists, low intensity, steady state, we're increasing duration, so it's gonna be longer in time. We're gonna lower the intensity. It's not gonna be as intense. The intensity level is going to be what I call annoying. It's not anything like, oh my God, I'm dying. I can't do this anymore. It's also not anything like a brisk walk, okay? It's a little faster than a brisk walk, but not to the point where you're like, oh my God, I'm dying. It's like in that in between. Let's get a little bit more detailed here on what that means. So really, if we're looking at max heart rate, and I'm gonna explain to you why we need to know the maximum heart rate, okay? Well, first of all, max heart rate for everybody is different, right? Depending on your age, depending on your fitness level, depending on your cardiovascular level, depending on your body composition, your max heart rate is gonna be different depending on who you are, okay? But a good estimate, and I say estimate because it can be very off. If you have questions, please comment them below. A good estimate is 220 minus your age, okay? So go ahead and do that for yourself. 220 minus your age will give you an estimated max heart rate. Okay, so I am 25. So my maximum heart rate would be 195, okay? Because I'm 25 years old, minus 220, you get 195, okay? Now, let's really dive deep here, because once you have your max heart rate, you're good to go. You just need to calculate LIS, which is really, it's 65 to 75% of your max heart rate. That's the level, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take 65 or 75. I like to go 70 because it's right in the middle. Okay, so 70% of 195 is 136, but I'm gonna round it, so I'll just say like 140. 140 beats per minute. Guys, this is so critical. This pisses me off that no one teaches this. 70% is the fat burning zone. Okay, this is like really important to know. It's not just 70, it's 65 to 75%. It's within that range, okay, of your maximum heart rate. For me, it's 195 because I found my maximum heart rate by subtracting my age from 220, which is the estimated equation, okay? And I got 140 beats per minute. Now, when I look at that 140 beats per minute, I'm like, what does that mean? What does that mean? How do I find that? How do I make sure I'm at 140 beats per minute? Well, 140 beats per minute for how long? We said longer duration, lower intensity. We have the intensity now, right? Now, how long should it be? Well, this needs to be a minimum of 25 minutes. Boom. If we know that list needs to be a minimum of 25 minutes, we know that the heart rate that we're supposed to be at, whether you have a Fitbit, whether you have an Apple Watch that tells you your heart rate, whether you calculate it manually, maybe I'll make a separate video on how to calculate it manually, okay? This is all gonna be important for you to know when it comes to losing fat, okay? And I'm gonna drop a bomb on you guys because this is about to be even better. You're like, Marco, how can it get even better? I'm gonna tell you, okay? LIS takes more calories from fat, okay? So LIS burns more fat calories than the alternative, which is HIIT, which we're gonna go over next. But LIS pulls those calories out of your body from the fat storages, okay? Now you might ask, Marco, why wouldn't I just do LIS then? And of course you can. I lost 50 pounds doing 2 LIS sessions in a week. Like literally that was amazing, okay? But the issue with LIS is that for some guys, at a certain point, you're gonna plateau. It's kind of what I talked about on the last slide. And maybe I shouldn't have ripped it off, but it's over here. Plateau is really important because what happens is you hit that plateau, you've been doing your LIS, you've been doing your cardio the right way at your certain beats per minute for however many minutes above 25 or 25 minimum, and you start to lose traction. Your body starts to guess. It starts to slow down the fat loss process. Why does that happen? Because your body's used to it, so you gotta switch it up, right? Which means you would implement HIIT. But before we get to that, I hope you guys got some value from this. And just a really fast recap, low intensity steady state cardio is great for burning calories from fat, okay? It's based off of heart rate. All cardio really is based off of heart rate. You need to know that, heart rate, write that down, okay? So if it's higher in duration, right? Because it can go from 25 minutes to really like an hour, and if you're an athlete, now you're training other systems above an hour, but really 25 minutes to an hour, okay? And the intensity is lower. It's about 70% of my max heart rate. So do the calculation, you'll get your beats per minute, and that's how many beats per minute you consistently stay at for those 25 minutes, and that's how you do this, baby. So let's go over HIIT now, okay? So HIIT is a little bit different because HIIT doesn't just pull cardio from, HIIT doesn't just pull calories from fat. HIIT burns more overall calories. Okay, why is that important? Why do we need to know that? Why would I want to burn overall calories? What does that mean? Does that mean it burns into muscle? Well, yeah, it does. But the thing is if you're somebody who has a significant amount of weight to lose, guys, you need to be doing HIIT. HIIT is going to be great. But to be honest, it comes down to preference. So whichever one you prefer. For me, I love lists because I can put like a little YouTube video, my favorite show, maybe I can listen to a podcast while I'm doing it. Go over all the different modalities you need to be using for cardio, but for right now, let's continue with HIIT. So HIIT is high intensity interval training. So it is technically based off of heart rate. However, the most important thing that you need to know for HIIT is that it's about intermittent, oh my God, I can't speak English. It's about intermittent activity, right? So bursts of all out energy. So you're gonna have, let's say you're doing battle ropes, right? So battle ropes, you're gonna be doing like 15 seconds all out, and then you'll do like 45 seconds of rest, right? And then you do how many rounds? You'll go like 15 rounds. So when we're talking about HIIT, it's really, I said 15 rounds, this adds up to a minute, so it'd be about 15 to 20 minutes. That's really how long HIIT should last, okay? Now, let's go over this for a second, because when we're talking about battle ropes, or it could be a med ball throwdown, this could also be sprints, this could also be swimming, it could be ski erg, it could be a rowing machine, it can be really any modality, a stationary bike, okay? The biggest thing that you guys need to know is that it's about the intermittent intervals of all out energy and then rest. All out energy, recovery. All out energy, recovery. Now when I say all out, I mean all out. Like by number 4, you're gonna be pretty dead already and you still have so many more, okay? This is gonna be 15 to 20 minutes long. You could do jump rope, you could do boxing. There's so many things you guys can do, get creative. What matters here is the concept. Okay, we'll go over that in a second, but 15 seconds all out, 45 seconds rest. Battle ropes, sounds pretty easy, huh? If it's too easy, what you do is you increase the time that you do all out, you decrease the rest. So we'd go 30 seconds all out, and then we go 30 seconds rest. Imagine that, the difference in that 15 rounds. Dude, most people will die when they do this. I would die if I did this, to be quite honest with you, because I don't really do HIIT that often. I just love, you know, the slow, easy, snail pace. This is another type of cardio that you guys are gonna need to know for fat loss. Now guys, like, let's be real here. There's a lot of info here, so make sure that you're taking notes. I can't stress that enough. HIIT is going to be high intensity interval training. Okay, it's gonna last 15 to 20 minutes. The duration on this one is going to be low duration, okay, but high intensity. So unlike LISS, which is high duration, low intensity, HIIT is going to be low duration, high intensity. It's literally the opposite. HIIT works fast. If you're trying to have fast weight loss, HIIT is your go-to. That's because there are many businesses in the fitness industry, literally gyms, who plan around like F45 is a gym chain. It's like a cardio-based weight loss chain that you can go to and like have a 45-minute class. And in those 45 minutes, you already know 20 minutes of that, 25 minutes of that is HIIT. And what happens is people drop weight so fast because this is dropping weight from overall calories, right? So if you're a big dude, you don't have a lot of muscle, you need to drop the weight fast. HIIT is gonna be your go-to. However, it's not just about that, right? Because at the end of the day, it's about enjoyability. What you enjoy doing is what you will sustain in the long run. Never forget that. I hope this helped you guys. Remember that the only two cardio modalities that or the cardio strategies that you need to be using to burn fat are HIIT and LISS, okay? When it comes down to fat loss, it's all about two types of cardio: HIIT, H-I-I-T, and LISS, L-I-S-S. When it comes to these, okay, you can choose any modality that you want. Cycling, it could be swimming, it could be wrestling, it could be throwing a football, it could be running sprints, it could be throwing med balls out, it could be jump roping, it could be anything as long as you're following the blueprint in which each cardio modality falls under. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I guess I'll catch you guys in the next one.